the truth is, like, you never really know behind closed doors what is going on. So for now, it's a rumor.
Welcome back to Access Hollywood's Housewives Nightcap. Guys, we are bringing the heat this week and headed down south to Miami because we are so obsessed with the Real Housewives of Miami. So we had to have the star herself, Alexia, this week.
I'm so excited to be here, and I'm so happy to hear that you guys are loving the season.
I feel like it's such a different vibe than what we've been seeing on the other franchises. But how does it feel for you to be back?
Well, I'm super excited to be back and part of this amazing city, amazing season with some new girls, with my old friends. So it's been really exciting. It really has been. I mean, I feel like the new girls to the season are, a great addition. Nicole is an anesthesiologist, Gertie, my wedding planner, Julia, this, just my friend. And, she's making history being the first, housewife in a same-sex marriage with Martina, which is an icon. I mean, I think that we're just like checking off like everything, right? We're like, we got it all.
Mm-hmm. You're checking off all the boxes. And then another box that you just checked off was the reunion looks. I mean, every single person killed it, especially you, that gown with the cutouts on the hips.
Yes.
I died when I saw it.
Yes. Oh, thank you. Well, we're Miami, so it's like, we have to bring it, right? We're like in the sexiest city. This is like how we dress. This is like how we are here. So I'm happy that you're liking all the looks and we're bringing it.
Well, Alexia, we love Miami, and we've been noticing a lot of people on like the blogs and the Instagrams are saying that you guys have more plastic surgery than other franchises. Do you think that's true?
Well, I mean, I don't want to say that we have more plastic surgery than other franchises, but maybe like the same or equivalent. I mean, what people don't realize is like, we're in our 40s and 50s, except for Nicole. And, that's the youngest one now in the group, but like we're in our 50s, like I'm turning 55. So it's
what?
like, and it's not even,
hold on.
I know.
What?
You don't look.
And I haven't had a facelift. Like I want to do a neck lift, but not yet. So I do Botox, a lot of Botox on my neck because that's like my problem area. But you know what I mean? And it's like, I'll do Botox on my face. Yeah. Like, Andy was asking me about my lips and I'm like, well, I outline my lips, but it's not like I have like big lips like that. But when you get to a certain age, if you don't do like a real plastic surgery, like cutting and like tucking, you have to do something. I mean, and you know what? Guess what? There's 20-something-year-olds doing it. So like, why don't you call them out? You know what I mean? What are they going to look like by the time they they're my age? Again, our show has been getting a lot about that. Larsa's been getting a lot. Like it's mostly like Larsa and Lisa. Right. And just like in general, but I mean, we haven't been on TV for 10 years. So yes, we're older and we have that pressure. Like, we want to look good. And, I think that that's okay. It's
of course it's okay.
As long as you like look okay, right?
Yeah. And you guys look great. That's the thing. Like
you all look great.
Look great.
What can you tell us about the reunion, Alexia? Obviously, you guys shot it. What went down?
Well, it was super cold. I can tell you that. We were on set. We were freezing. Well, first of all, it was very cold in New York City. I told Andy how we should start doing the reunion here in Miami, and he agreed. Because obviously the weather's a lot better here, and I know he loves Miami. But anyway, so yeah, it started off, we were like very cold, but we are Miami, and a couple of minutes into the reunion, we were bringing on the heat already. So yeah, it was good. It was good. I feel like this season, we have a few of us have very like strong personal stories and our own very strong storylines. So I think he was really more like focused on that. Just because I feel like the viewers, really wanted for us to like elaborate on our personal stories.
Well, we can't wait to see it because like you said, so many of you guys have such personal stories, including yourself. I love your tagline. You say, your life is like a movie and you would win lead for like the most dramatic actress. Because I mean, honestly, your life is like a movie. The things that have happened to you, the things that you have been through, what is your secret to like keep going? Because you've been through a lot.
I have, I feel like I'm blessed with this like inner strength that, I have, that I accept things, first of all, I have no other choice. I love life. And even though I've had, a lot of adversity in my life, I still love my life, and I'm grateful and I'm blessed. And you know what? Yeah, I mean, would I wanted some things differently? Yes, but you know what? Then I wouldn't be the woman that I am today, and I'm finally very proud of the woman I am, because I feel like many years ago, it's been a process. It was kind of like I was a little ashamed about a lot of these adversities and, different things that I thought I was going through them only myself. When I came to realize that, you know what, there's a lot of people in this world that are going through same things I'm going through. And I shouldn't be ashamed. You need to own them, accept them, and, just learn from them and move forward.
I feel like everything that happened in your life, though, like we all can't control these things. What do you think made you feel shame? Like, what was it that caused that? What specifically was it like you feel
right? So you're right. None of these things is like I caused them, right? I was just kind of like guilty by association because I happened to be in them. And but again, I feel like today we're living a different times, and also like just maturing, like with age, like, in my 50s, it's like just like it was like a new total like experience for me. It's kind of like, you know what, those things that I thought that I needed to keep inside and that I wasn't so proud about, I'm actually very proud today.
I love that. And I love to hear it. And obviously it did get better for you. I mean, look at Todd, look at your relationship with Todd. You seem so happy. You guys got married a couple months ago, but what was it about Todd? Like, what's different about Todd? Because you've been married, twice in the past. And I just like, what was different about Todd this time around?
Well, just everything. I think in life, everything is about timing. And, Todd came into my life at the right time. I needed, somebody like Todd. I needed a man that I can trust, that I can believe in, that was going to be like my life partner, that was going to like listen to me, that was going to give me good advice, that I was going to believe in. It was just everything. I liked him physically, I liked him intellectually, I liked him emotionally.
Even though he's a gringo.
But yeah, I love my gringo. I listened to my mom years ago. She would tell me, your only cousins that are still married are the ones that married the gringos. You wanted the Latinos, and how did that work out for you?
But we do, of course, know Peter and Todd do not get along.
Well, didn't get along. Not that they didn't get along.
Where are they now?
Well, they're in a great place. I mean, obviously, this was filmed many months ago.
Right.
Okay. So, I mean, and like, it's always very difficult, Peter is not a child anymore. So he's an adult. And even though I always want to believe that he's a child and he's my child, but what I'm trying to say is, they always liked each other. They just had like a really uncomfortable situation, they dealt with Frankie, and they had different views and it saw things differently, right? So, the important thing is that, Todd always had good intentions and Peter always had good intentions, but, somewhere along the line, it was lack of communication, which a lot of times, happens in a family. And it was just like a really, bad situation they got themselves in, and it had to happen. Sometimes you have to get really uncomfortable in order to see the results that you want to see. But luckily, for us, we were able to move forward from that and really learn a lesson. Each of us learned something differently, and we're all in a good place right now.
I'm so glad that you're saying this. It's so amazing to hear, because it is, it was kind of tough watching it as a viewer, because you see the love there and there's so much love coming from every side. But we do know that Peter did get arrested a couple weeks ago. So I just want to know, like, how did the family react to that? How did you guys move forward with that?
No, because we're in such a great place, and when there's love and there's togetherness, I think it's a lot easier, to move forward. And I obviously can't talk about this. Peter has legal representation, right. And hopefully, that will all play out. He's obviously denying all the allegations, because they're allegations. But so I can't talk about that. But the good thing is that because we're in a good place, Todd's been super supportive. So have I. Obviously, he's my son. I'm always going to be supportive. If you don't have your mother and father, who are you going to have?
Right.
Who's going to have your back? I mean, I don't care, and I'm not an enabler. And I can't even say the word because I don't even like it. An enabler because I hate that word because, you know, I'm not condoning, you know, like negative behavior. Like I'm not that person, you know? So, but, you know, I am his mom and, you know, I am compassionate. I am empathetic and, you know, and I know, you know, I know who my son is and he's a kind, loving, you know, person. And, you know, and I'm always going to have his back. I mean, you know, it is what it is. So I'm very lucky that, you know, Todd as well has been, you know, very supportive and we're so together, you know, as a family and strong that nothing's going to, you know, break us down, you know, and that's what you need at a time like this.
Absolutely. You need to all come together and, you know, support him. How is Frankie doing? You guys I love your relationship.
Oh my God, if he was here, he would be like, you're so beautiful. Oh my God, you girls, for sure. He would be like, you're both beautiful, but I really like, and he would pick one. He's so cute. He has like no filter. But he's honestly, he's like an angel. He was like, you know, he's like my miracle. He's like an angel. He only has love in his heart. And he just wants everybody to be happy.
Okay, so we are going to wrap up with a quick game of Real or Rumor. You disapprove of Larsa's OnlyFans. Real or rumor?
Real.
Okay, so
we need to like talk a little bit about
that.
Just like a little bit about this because it's a big storyline for Larsa, and I feel like Emily, you interviewed her and she was trying to get you on OnlyFans.
Yes, she tried to get me on it.
Right. And what did she tell you? That you had sexy toes? Did she try to get your toes into it or what else? Or your pretty smile? I don't know.
She actually told me that hers is free. She told me it's free, but it's not. I don't know.
$1,000 a day though.
Right. So I don't know if it's just like the subscription is free and then you have to pay for what you want. I don't know. Do you know, Alexia?
No, I know nothing about OnlyFans. The only thing I know that it's kind of like that you pay, obviously the subscribers pay to get like adult content that they can really get like on social media, like in the regular Instagram or somewhere else. I mean, that's like what I know about it because who would be on it like if they're not getting any like monetary gains? I mean, that's a lot of work. I mean, I don't even have time to do like my regular Instagram or to read my emails or like to talk to my family. I literally have no time. So that's like a full-time job. And if she's doing it, it's because she's getting some like monetary like compensation and it must be like really attractive. And that was just like my opinion. I was like, you know, who's going to be paying like money to just like to look at your toes or like
so
you know, it's become like a fun.
So do you believe she's getting 10K a day?
I don't know. I mean, that's like a lot of money, but it's still not going to entice me to get on her OnlyFans. I don't care. You know what? Like, I don't need another Cartier bracelet. I don't need like anything. Like, I'm good. Like for me, it's like, it's just like, I'm not okay with that. I don't know if it's like,
right.
I just don't like
it. Yeah. I would like a Cartier bracelet. So I might consider it, but
like, you know what? Like do one. It. Just do one. Do one post. Get your 7, 8, 10 grand, and then and then get off of it. Cartier bracelet every time you want when you do a post, right?
Yeah. So I'm gonna think about it.
Real or rumor? There is something going on besides the flirtiness between Julia and Adriana.
That's a good question, and it's very, you know, the truth is like you never really know behind closed doors what is going on. So for now, it's a rumor.
This week, we have a very special guest. We are so excited to welcome the Style and Beauty Director of People, Andrea. Welcome to our chat.
I'm so happy to be here.
We are so happy to have you. So excited to have you because we have so much to talk about. There's so much going on in housewife world. I know we say that like every week, Emily, but really this week, there's a lot of moving parts.
A lot. Let's start with the biggest thing. Yes. Jenny from Salt Lake. She is departing. Andrea, what are your thoughts on this very, very like disturbing, sad departure?
It's like a flight that you have to, it's like you're watching it take off and fly off into the distance. It was surprising, right? Like Jenny from the get-go was emerging to be like a very engaged housewife, right? Like she had a lot of strong opinions, which, but she was not scared to take people on. She was not scared to speak up. And, you know, that makes a good housewife. So I think a lot of people were here for her until they weren't.
Until they weren't. Are you surprised that Bravo ended up firing her?
I think Bravo has gotten to the point where they're like, look, you guys are driving us crazy. This is, we can't handle it. We can't take it. We're just gonna have to, like, their HR is probably like, let's just do a zero tolerance policy, because you can't fire some people for some stuff and other people not. So I think it's like a one strike and you are out.
All right, should we move on to Real Housewife of Salt Lake City reunion fashion?
So, okay, I don't know if you guys saw Miami's looks. I mean, incredible. And I saw this meme that was like, this is from Amazon and this is from the designer stores. And I'm like,
oh,
sad, but kind of true. I don't know.
It's just so unbelievable to me that they all bombed in spectacular fashion. It's really hard to find a favorite. It's more like, what's the one you hate the least? And so I know that they're not really like united as a cast, but they were united in awful fashion for that one moment. So there's that.
But I love, I'm obsessed with Heather Gay. She could have worn a sheet and I would have thought she was fabulous. So
that's the thing. I expect more from her because she is probably my favorite from that cast. So I want only the best for her. So while she was probably the least offensive, I still like, there's room for growth there, like a lot. And I want that for her,
But I am excited for the reunion. The fact that Mary didn't show up, I'm like, Mary, which I'm not surprised. We're not surprised that she didn't show up. She's definitely not coming back, but I really did want her to go.
I feel we got robbed of whatever atrocity Mary had born in that grouping. And I'm just going to go out on a limb and say it would probably have been awful.
You know what, Andrea? I'm comfortable saying this now that she's also not a housewife anymore. Mary was very hard on the other ladies' fashion throughout her 1.5 seasons. And I was never feeling her fashion.
I was just never quite comfortable with Mary. I couldn't really make heads or tails of anything with her. Mm. She was very unhappy and she complains a lot, which is not the worst thing in a housewife, but it was all very strange. The things that would set her off, like coat checks or lack thereof. She was very into etiquette, but then herself had very poor etiquette. She was a riddle, that one.
She was definitely something. Speaking of something, okay, this is my segue because we got to move on to Real Housewives of Orange County. And Noella is also, she's a new housewife this season. She's bringing the drama, but she's also a little different. I don't think we've ever seen someone like her in our franchise, like in a housewife franchise. What do we think about her? Do we think she's carrying the season, or is she being a bit too much for a storyline?
Here's the problem with her. We overuse the whole somebody understood the assignment. I think with her, she did understand the assignment, but almost too much. It's like she's been studying for this moment for all her life, and she overstudied for the exam, and she's answering questions that aren't even on it.
Like, even when she said to Max, like, I'm bisexual too, I felt like it was like she wanted to make sure we knew that early on, Right. And then it's like, let that unfold. Like, I don't know. But what I will say about Noelle is she is stunning.
Yes, for sure. For
sure. She is quite stunning. She reminds me a lot of Jules from New York. Like that from her mom. Her hair, very thin, very like just beautiful. But she's definitely doing what we need a housewife to do, which is make everybody miserable and talk about her, right? So I will give her that. Like, I enjoy somebody who's not scared to be hated, right?
I think Noelle's going to stand the test of time, because this was supposed to be the Heather show, and it still is. Like, Lord knows I love my Heather, but Noelle is taking the spotlight.
So whose side are you guys on? I mean, right now, Heather, Noella, like, who do you think?
I will tell you, I'm really on the side of Shannon Bedore's hairstylist, who chose to adorn her updo with gems, because early aughts Andrea saw that and was like, prom, what up? And then grown up Andrea was like, wow, do you hate her? Like, what's happening? So that's who I'm on the side of. Lauren, thanks.
That is the most iconic answer. I mean, there's no other questions. I don't know, Emily. You have to take that away.
Andrea, we love having you. You're the best.
I'm here all the time.
We need where can people follow you and find you?
Oh, you can find me at Andy Labs on Instagram, where I share everything from my son's hip hop videos to my letters from sleepaway